dear students, now let's continue with your part 2 of After 20 Years written by O. Henry. First, let's recollect the story from part 1. In your part 1, initially there was a policeman walking in the avenue streets. He was twirling his club and he was walking in a very brave and confident way. The climate was very chill and the locality was less populated, and he was like a guardian for that whole area. By the time there was a man, he was leaning on the hardware store with the unlighted cigarette in his hand. So, on seeing the policeman nearing him, this man started talking. Name of that man is Bob. So Bob started talking to the policeman. He explained why he was standing there. He said that he was waiting for his friend Jimmy Wells. They had an appointment before 20 years. They were very thick friends, very close friends before 20 years. And he went to West to earn his bread, and Jimmy Wells was staying in the same New York City. And now he is there to meet his friend. They had their dinner before 20 years in Big Joe's Brady's restaurant in that place, but now that restaurant was not there. So now he is waiting for his friend there. So this is what stated by the man who was leaning on the hardware store, that is Bob. So now let's continue with the story. The waiting man pulled out a handsome watch, the lids of it set with small diamonds. So the man who was waiting, that is Bob, he was pulling out his handsome watch to know the time. The lids of it set with small diamonds. The lids of the watch were set with small diamonds. So you can imagine how rich he is. Even the watch is set with small diamonds. 3 minutes to 10, he announced. It was exactly 10 o'clock when we parted here at the restaurant door. And on seeing his watch, he was mentioning the time. It is going to be 10, just 3 minutes to 10. It was exactly 10 o'clock when we parted here at the restaurant door. So before 20 years, when they parted, that is when they separated from the restaurant door, it was exactly 10 o'clock. Did pretty well out west, didn't you? Asked the policeman. You bet. I hope Jimmy has done half as well. He was a kind of plodder, though good fellow as he was. I've had to compete with some of the sharpest wits going to get my pile. A man gets in a groove in New York. It takes the West to put a razor edge on him. So the policeman was asking, did pretty well out west. That means, how did you earn? I hope that you earned very well in the area of west. So Bob is answering that, not to my limit, but I hope that Jimmy has done at least half as well. He was a kind of plodder. Plodder refers to one who toils slowly but steadily. That means a man who is progressing very slowly, but he is progressing in a steady manner. Though good fellow as he was, I've had to compete with some of the sharpest wits going to get my pie. That means he is telling that in the area of west, I had to compete. That means I had to compete with some of the sharpest wits. That means some of the wits means intelligent people. He had to compete with some of the intelligent people to earn his money. A man gets in a groove in New York. Groove means a dull routine that does not change. In New York, the routine was very dull and it can't be changed, but in west, it was completely opposite. It takes the West to put a razor edge on him. Razor edge means critical situation. A man from New York can't live in West. It brings him into a critical situation. The policeman twirled his club and took a step or two. I'll be on my way. Hope your friend comes around all right. Going to call time on him sharp? I should say not, said the other. I'll give him half an hour at least. If Jimmy is alive on earth, he'll be here by that time. So long, officer. Good night, sir, said the policeman, passing on along his beat, trying doors as he went. So, on hearing all this explanation from Bob, the policeman was ready to start on his way. He was telling that, are you going to wait here for a long time? He was asking that. Bob was answering, yes, I'm going to wait here at least half an hour. I haven't fixed the correct time as 10. I'll give some more half an hour for my friend. If my friend is alive anywhere on this earth, I'm sure that he will be here to meet me by this time. And the policeman is bidding him good night and he is leaving from that place. There was now a fine, cold drizzle falling, and the wind had risen from its uncertain puffs into a steady blow. The few foot passengers astir in that quarter hurried dismally and silently along with coat collars turned high and pocketed hands. And in the door of the hardware store, the man who had come 1,000 miles to fill an appointment, uncertain almost to absurdity with a friend of his youth, smoked his cigar and waited. So now the climate has got very cold and it started drizzling there, and passengers astir means the passengers were walking and moving in that quarter hurried dismally. Dismally means they were walking without any happiness or cheer and silently, and those people were wearing coat collars. I have attached the picture of coat collars with pocketed hands. And the man who was leaning on the hardware store, that is Bob, was smoking a cigar, and he was waiting for his friend Jimmy Wells, whom he had made an appointment before 20 years ago with the hope that his friend will be returning to meet him. About 20 minutes he waited, and then a tall man in a long overcoat with collar turned up to his ears hurried across from the opposite side of the street. He went directly to the waiting man. "Is that you, Bob?" he asked doubtfully. "Is that you, Jimmy Wells?" cried the man in the door. So, Bob was waiting for about 20 minutes in the hardware store. To his surprise, there was a tall man wearing a long overcoat coming from the opposite side of the street. That man was reaching Bob, and he asked him that, "Are you Bob?" he was asking doubtfully. This Bob was already waiting for his friend Jimmy Wells, with whom he had made an appointment before 20 years. So now Bob was also asking, "Are you Jimmy Wells?" But he was sure that he is Jimmy Wells only. "Bless my heart!" exclaimed the new arrival, grasping both the other's hands with his own. "It's Bob, sure as fate. I was certain I'd find you here if you were still in existence. Well, 20 years is a long time. The old restaurant's gone, Bob. I wish it had lasted so we could have had another dinner there. How has the West treated you, old man?" So now the new arrival has started speaking. According to Bob, the new arrival is his friend Jimmy Wells. So Jimmy Wells is exclaiming that, "Bless my heart." Bless my heart means expressing fondness to someone. So he is telling that, "Bless my heart." And he is grasping the hand of Bob with his own hand. "It's Bob, sure as fate. I was certain I'd find you here if you were still in existence." And also Jimmy Wells is telling that, "I know that you are Bob. I was very sure that I would meet you in the same place even after 20 years if you are alive." And also Jimmy Wells was worried that Big Joe's Brady's restaurant was not there. If it had been there, they could have had their dinner there. He was telling that Big Joe's Brady's restaurant is not here now, Bob. And he was also asking his friend, "How has the West treated you, old man? What did you do in West? Did you earn something in West?" He was asking to Bob. "Bully, it has given me everything I asked it for. You have changed lots, Jimmy. I never thought you were so tall by 2 or 3 inches. So Bob is answering now. Bully means excellent. I had got everything whatever I wanted in the West country. Now I'm happy and I'm settled. What about you? You have changed very much, Jimmy. Before 20 years you were short, but now I'm seeing you have grown up." "Oh, I grew a bit after I was 20. Doing well in New York, Jimmy?" Jimmy was answering that, "Yes, I grew a bit after the age of 20. And Bob was asking him, "Are you doing well in New York? What about your situation in New York?" "Moderately. I have a position in one of the city departments. Come on, Bob. We'll go around to a place I know of and have a good long talk about old times." And Jimmy Wells is answering, "Yes, I'm doing good in New York. I am holding a good position in one of the city departments in the government. I'm working with New York's government. And now let's go to a place and have a chit chat over there. Let's talk about our old memories." So this is what Jimmy Wells is answering to Bob. So now the two old friends are meeting after 20 years and they are going to have a talk over there. Part 3 will be continued in the next video. Thank you.